So moving right along in our adventures of solving for slope, we did graphs first, and now we're looking at tables. So you were going to look down your x side and your y side, and so from 0 to 1, that's a 1. 1 to 2 is 1. 2 to 3 is 1. 3 to 4 is 1. 4 to 5 is 1. So we know that our x, so remember it's rise over run. So that's y, because that's the up and down, over x. Now, for a lot of us, it's hard to remember which one goes on top, x or y. So I always like to tell the story of if you've ever played trampoline tag, where you're running around the backyard and there's a trampoline there, and you know you have that cousin or nieces or nephews or brothers and sisters where somebody's a little short and squatty and the other one's really tall and like awkwardly lanky because they're young. And if you ever played tag around a trampoline, the goal is to get up and run towards the trampoline, jump up on the trampoline, and then the person usually can't tag you before you can get back down because it's going to take them long enough to get up on it. So thinking that your ex is your short and squatty cousin that went running to jump up on the trampoline, but they're probably better off to run underneath the trampoline because they don't really have those jumps or that longness of a Y or your skinny friend cousin. But so Y is always on top of the trampoline. X is better off to hide underneath the trampoline. Is the story I made in my head to remember Y is on top, X on bottom. So it's rise over run, which mathematically, remember, the y-axis runs this way, and your x-axis runs this way. So rise over run, y over x. So our x we know is 1 in this case, so we know we can put a 1 here. So 5 to 10 was plus 5. 10 to 15 is plus 5. 15 to 20 is plus 5 again. And the pattern continues. So our slope is 5 over 1, but you'll never see it written 5 over 1. The slope is just going to be 5. So we have a slope of 5 for our first table. Looking at our second table, again, you want to look down the side first. So you can start either side, doesn't matter, because just remember it's y over x. So we're going to go down the x side. So negative 2 to negative 4 is a minus 2. Negative 4 to negative 6 is a minus 2. 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and 10 to 12. Negatives all the way down, negative 2. So we know we have a negative 2 on the bottom. Then to check the other side of our table, so from 10, how did I get to 4? A minus 6. From 4 to negative 2. And this goes back to there was a conversation that's really helpful about having a number line around. So in the event that you know that you mess up a little bit, it's easy to draw one real quick. So this is 6. We'll call this negative 6. So to get from a positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's our 4. We're going to go to negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still minus 6. And you do want to be able to do this without a calculator. So negative 2 to negative 8 means if I'm at a negative 2, I'm going to go 3. Whoops. Oh, that was bad. That's not negative 6. This is negative 6. This is negative 5. So at 2, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to get to 8, 5, 6. So again, negative 6. And then negative 6, the last two as well. So y goes on top, negative 6. But again, this fraction is not reduced, and you have two negatives. So two negatives we know at least is definitely going to be positive, but 6 over 2 can be reduced because 6 can be divided by 2. So your final slope is at positive 3. And if you want to discuss rise over run, it's actually a 3 over 1, just like the 5 over 1 we just saw. All right, look at number 3. So how do we get from 1 to 3? Positive 2. 3 to 5, 2. 5 to 7, 2. 7 to 9, and then 9 to 11. Looking at the y, so negative 5 to negative 2. So again, of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 5, this is my 0. I need to get to negative 2. I went to the right 3, so that means I added 3. Then negative 2 to positive 1, so 1, 2, 3. So I added 3 again. 1 to 4, I think most of us could do without a number line. 4 to 7, and then 7 to 10. So it looks like y over x, so 3 over 2. They're both positive. That's fine. That can't be reduced. So you're done with that guy. So great job on that one, being 3 over 2. Number 4, I challenge you to stop, pause your video and see if you can figure this guy out, and then cut it back on and see if you did it right. So negative 3 to negative 2. So if we're looking at our number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 3, 0. To get to negative 2, I move to the right 1, so that's a positive 1. Negative 2 to negative 1, positive 1, negative 1 to 0. I move into the right again, so it's a positive 1, positive 1, positive 1. So we know y over x, we're going to have a 1 on the bottom. How do I get from negative 1 to negative 4. So that's going the other way. So if I start at negative 1, I'm at 1, 2, 3 to the left. So that's going negative 3. So negative 4 minus 3 will get us to negative 7. So you can start thinking about it that way. And negative 7 and negative 10, it was a negative 3. We're moving 3 to the left still. Or subtracting 3 from our additional number all the way down. So it's going negative 3 over 1. Again, it is a negative 3 rise, a 1 run, but you'll see it written just as the whole number negative 3 more times than not. But do know that there is an imaginary 1 underneath for the run portion in case you have to graph this slope. All right, so 3 to 0, I subtracted 3. 0 to negative 3, you subtract 3. Negative 3 to 6, you subtract 3. Negative 6 to negative 9, subtract 3, and then all the way down. So we know that the bottom is going to be negative 3 because x is on the bottom. Because remember, this is your run. This is your rise. Think about graphing points. You're going to go left and right for your x value and up and down for your y value. Negative 6 to negative 2 means I move to the right 4. Negative 2 to positive 2, 4. 2 to 6, 4. And the other two are also 4 all the way across. You do want to always check these guys. Don't assume. They will give you tables that will jump around, and you need to be able to catch those jump arounds, okay? So rise 4, run negative 3. So it's going to be a negative line pointing down to the right-hand side if you're looking from left to right when you start graphing these lines with these slopes. So 0 to 4, we added 4. 4 to 8, we added 4. 8 to 12, we added 4. 4, 4. So we know the bottom is going to be a 4. And then the y goes on top. So negative 3 to negative 2, we added 1. Added 1, 1, 1, 1. So the slope is a positive 1/4. So again, this line is going to go this way with a rise of 1 and a run of 4. So the line I probably just sketched is way too steep. But rise 1, run 4. All right, number 7 looks kind of crazy. There's 4 all the way down. So the y value is 4 all the way down. So we did go by 1s on our x values. And then there's no change in our y values. So that means it is going to be a 0 slope. 0 slope. Which when you see all y numbers matching, this is going to be a horizontal line, which we'll get more into tomorrow. So a horizontal line. Because y will always equal 4, no matter what x value you should pull. If you pull 23 for x, it's still going to say 4. So that slope is 0. Y equals 4 would be the equation of the line, just to put in your back pocket at this point. Because again, we will get further into that and practice that one a little bit later. And last but not least, number 8. So negative 3 to negative 1, we added 2. Negative 1 to 1, we added 2. 1 to 3, we added 2. 3 to 5, we added 2. 5 to 7, we added 2. And again, pause the video and try the other side and see if you can come up with the right answer. So 6 to 2, minus 4, minus 4, minus 4, minus 4, and last but not least, minus 4. Remember, your rise is your rise is your y, your run is your x, so it's rise over run, so negative 4 over 2. But again, this is not a final correct answer. This is like you stopped in the middle of your work. So make sure you reduce. 2 does go into 4 2 times. So our slope is a negative 2. So we know this line should be facing down to the right. So negative line with that negative 2. All right, guys, that's slope from a table. Hope you caught it.